Welcome back to another edition of the Washington Nationals here on OOTP 27. And as you can see, things are not off to the best start for our prospects. Alex Rouse has thrown 3 starts down with AAA Rochester to start here in 2030, and he has torn his UCL. Just brutal. He really hasn't had too many injuries at all since being in our organization, and right as he gets on the cusp of the major leagues, boom, torn UCL. He's going to miss the entire season. And it's a 13-month injury, so he's going to miss a good chunk of next year, too. He's going to come back probably like mid to late April. It's probably like mid to late May, and then we'll probably have to do a lengthy rehab as well. So, like, you're looking at, like, June 2031? So, brutal stuff. What? Tanner Houck has torn his UCL, and it's a career-ending injury. Now, to be fair, it is, he's done it before in his career. Even in this universe. He's torn his UCL. Oh, no, this is him recovering. Never mind. This is the injury in real life that he's recovering from in real life. So it's his second UCL tear. I'm not sure if he's done it before in real life. Maybe he was in college or something when at Missouri. But I know for a fact it's at least twice. He's 33, and it's a career-ending injury. So Tanner Houck, 6 starts in a 2030 here, and we've got ourselves a decision to make with the rotation. We also have Cameron Fluke, who has a sprained elbow, which is still not a good injury, and he's been doing his thing as an opener or as a follower this season for us. It looks like he's gotten 1 start, maybe because Santos wasn't available as the opener that day, but Fluke, he's been doing his thing, pitching well, 4 to 5 weeks on him, so that's suddenly 2 spots open in the rotation here. And folks, I mean, Jerry Harris through 6 starts in AAA, he's got a 2.80 ERA, a 3.07 FIP. The numbers look good when it comes to the pitching once again, and the numbers look good when it comes to the hitting once again. He has no expectation, though, so it's like, should we just keep him down here until he really starts to be like, hey, man, I should be on the team? And until then, we could maybe, I don't know, call up Pazos to be in the rotation. We could move maybe even just Estes and Alcia into the rotation. Because Estes is, I mean, he's been phenomenal as a middle relief / stopper sort of player. And he does expect to be in the rotation. His percentile rankings look good, but I'd imagine that, that's probably not going to look as good when he moves to the rotation. Maybe we use him as a follower, but Estes probably my number 1 option right now to bring into the rotation. Alright, so we've decided to keep Jerry Harris in AAA for a bit longer here, and we've decided to put Alcia and Estes in the rotation, just this order, so it's righty-lefty, righty-lefty, righty. We've also made the decision to move Sakura into the follower role because he just hasn't been getting it done as a regular starter, so he's going to be just as a follower right now, paired up with Gregory Santos like Fluke was. And then the other thing I should mention, we also called up Pazos and Robinson Ortiz as a righty and lefty to replace the spots in the bullpen. And the other thing I should mention on the hitting side of things is James Wood is an absolute world beater right now. 2.2 wins, 235 WRC plus, 7 doubles, 9 home runs, 26 ribbies, and we're not even fully through April yet. It's April 29th. We still have, I think this is the last series. Yeah, this is the last series of April. We've got this 2 games, or it's probably a 3-game set into May. Yeah, 3-game set into May. But yeah, 2 games left here in April, and that's what James Wood is doing here for us in 2030. Just incredible stuff. Folks, it's June 10th. We're doing a little check-in here because we are at a pivotal point in the season. We're making a big decision here. We're through 2 full months, and we're like a decent bit into June here. It's June 10th. It's the season's been going on for quite a bit. We've gone through all of April, we've gone through all of May, and we're sitting pretty. We're 37-28. We're a half game in front of the Phillies for first place, 3.5 in front of the Mets. I haven't looked at our expanded standings yet. Yeah, I mean, we got a plus 95 run differential. It's the best in baseball, let alone just the National League. It's the best run differential in baseball, even with a shitty 9 and 10 in one-run games. But we could be better. We could be better because Spencer Torkelson is terrible, for lack of a better word. 45 WRC plus. He's a negative win player. He's just hemorrhaging overall ratings. He's down to a 50. And we've got this guy signed for $33 million for the rest of the season and 2 more seasons after this. He's supposed to hit, and he's not hitting. And I'm honestly to the point where I'm like, I wouldn't mind playing Cody Bellinger at first base. He's hitting quite well for us. He's terrible in the outfield now. I would not mind putting him at first base, putting Dylan Cruz, who's holding his own in left, over in right field, and then putting James Wood in left field, and then making the switch to have Jerry Harris come up from AAA and be in our rotation and our DH. And then just have Torkelson go to the bench and just kind of fill in whatever and take this over, this Rosario role, and probably pinch it more often. And, probably play a little bit more, probably play a lot against lefties for Bellinger first base. But, it would be an expensive platoon-ish situation. But, I mean, he's been horrible. So, I think we're going to do it. I think we're going to make the move. And then just taking a look at what Jerry Harris is even looking like at the AAA level right now. I mean, good percentile rankings when it comes to the pitching. Good percentile rankings when it comes to the hitting. He's only a 40 when it comes to an offensive player, but that comes into account with his it takes into account his defense ratings, and still nothing too crazy on the ratings here, but he's expected to play in the major leagues. He's tearing up the minors. He's got a 130 WRC plus, 13 doubles, and 13 home runs in AAA. He's got a 3.5 wins with a sub-2 ERA and a 2.2 FIP in AAA, which is just incredible because it's AAA and everyone gets knocked up at that level. So it's time. Jerry Harris, we're making the move. We have made the move. Jerry Harris is now our full-time DH against righties and against lefties, and he is in our starting rotation. Let's see how it works, baby. Oh, also, I forgot to mention that at the beginning of the season, we did end up claiming Zahir Hope because the Dodgers they were waiving everybody. Literally half their team was on waivers, and he's at that 25-year-old mark where I'm like, hey, man, if you're on waivers, you're 25 years old, that's fair game. So he's on waivers, we claimed him, and now he's our 4th outfielder. And honestly, we're going to make a move even there because Dylan Cruz has just not been getting it done against righties this season. So he's going to be in platoon right now. Dylan Cruz is, he should be able to hold his own against righties. He's just not right now, but he's going to play against lefties. And then Zahir Hope is going to be our right fielder against righties. And let's see what this new look lineup is going to do for us. I should also mention that Luis Hernandez is currently playing third base for us. He's been very, very, very successful in that role, playing a really good third base, and also hitting quite well because Brady House got hurt and is currently on a rehab assignment. He will be back very soon, and Luis Hernandez will unfortunately be going back down to AAA. Because I just don't really think that we want him to be a bench player. We want him to be playing every day. But also at the same time, Ronnie Cruz is doing... where the hell is Ronnie Cruz? Ronnie Cruz is doing, nothing. I mean, I guess he's been okay as the backup infielder. But, he expects to be starting, too. I don't know why sometimes they have the expectation here, and then sometimes I have to go to the morale page to look at the expectation. He has no expectation on this page, but then Luis Hernandez does. I don't know why that is. But anyways, we'll make that decision when the time comes. It'll be a couple days here. But Hernandez might stay up as the backup infielder, but also I do want him to play a lot if he's going to be in the big leagues. So we'll see. Yikes. Jerry Harris's first career start does not go to plan. He goes 4 2/3, 5 hits, 3 runs, 3 walks, 2 Ks. Does not get the loss at least, but not the greatest performance. He did, however, have a 3-hit day. 3 for 4 on the day as the DH, also drove in 3 runs. And then he should have played on the 10th as well. He did indeed. He had a 2-hit day, or a 1-hit day. He went 1 for 2. Woohoo, folks! Jerry Harris has finally done it. He has finally gotten his first win. He goes 5 1/3, 5 hits, 4 runs, 1 walk, but 8 Ks. Not exactly the best start, but he gets 8 Ks, gets the first victory of his career, and did nothing at the plate. And his career has really not gotten off to the best start at the plate, though. He has been quite good. He's got a 157 WRC plus. He's hitting, but the pitching is just not there. He's giving up way too many home runs right now. And I don't want to burn one of his options and send him down, but it might be the best course of option here. Might be the best course of action here as we progress through the season. But for now, he's in the big leagues. Alrighty, folks, it is July 11th, which means it's time for the first-year player draft here in 2030. But before we do that, as always, it's time to go over how our Washington Nationals Baseball Club has been doing, and that is fantastic. We are the best run differential in the National League by a very wide margin, and then we still have the best run differential in baseball. But the Orioles do have a plus 100, so I mean they're quite a good team as well. We're sitting at 53-41. The Phillies somehow doing this yet again. Another year of the Phillies on a plus 9 on Pythagorean. I mean, they should be 43-51, and yet somehow they're a game behind us with a negative run differential. They do this every year, it feels like. It's ridiculous. I mean, look at this shit. Look at that. They're 28-9 in one-run games, 7-2 in extra innings. What? But taking a look at our team stats page here, lots of single-digit stuff you're seeing across the board here, and then also some familiar issues we've had with the team here. Taking a look at the bats first, lots of good stuff here. First in slugging, OPS, WAR, WOBA, runs scored. We're scoring the most runs in the National League. That's fantastic. Second most extra base hits, fourth most hits. The first in home runs. We're walking a decent amount. But then we are striking out an absolute ton. We have the most strikeouts in a bad way when it comes to our hitters, but then we're also hitting a shit ton of home runs to go with it. So, you know, you kind of a thing you take when you have a lot of home runs is generally you're going to strike out a lot. And then when it comes to the pitching side of things, once again, another issue with this staff is our starters just cannot put it together. 13th ERA with the starters, but then the best bullpen in the National League and the best overall ERA. Second in least runs allowed, fourth in hits allowed, second in opponent's average, third in BABIP. We're tied for second with allowing the least amount of home runs, even with Jerry Harris on the staff right now. Fifth in walks, and then we're not striking out anybody. So we're striking out a ton at the plate, and then we're not striking at anybody when we go up to into pitch. But we're not giving up home runs, and we're not walking anybody either. It's just the starters just have not been getting it done. And then the defense, as you would expect, top-notch here. The best zone rating in the National League. That's what we do here, folks. And taking a look at this pitching staff that we have really just tried to just really sort out we've tried multiple things. We've done followers. We've done no followers. We've changed around roles. The bullpen is clicking. I should mainly go through we'll just go with innings pitched here. Connor Prelip is in the rotation right now. He's a follower at the moment. He was just a regular starter before that. Wasn't getting it done really as the regular starter. We look at his splits here. But as a reliever follower, he's been very good. So he's going to keep remaining as a follower. Travis Sakura, once again, was doing his thing where he was not good as a regular starter, and then he's really not even doing anything as a reliever either. So, I mean, he's starting to look like he's our Yuri Perez, folks. I mean, he just can't put it together. You look at his ratings, there's no reason why he should be struggling, and he just is. He just can't figure it out. And then Joey Estes, we moved him back to the bullpen. He was in the bullpen to start the season, was doing fantastic in that role, and then he moved to the rotation, was just terrible. Now he's back in the bullpen full-time. I believe we dropped him out for Jerry Harris when we called him first up. When we first called him up, I should say. Edwin Alcia has done some starting for us. He's done some following for us. Now he's just in the bullpen totally normally. Luke Little's been the one guy in the bullpen who just really can't figure it out for whatever reason, coming off his Reliever of the Year award in 2029. Now is just not even a follower. He's not even a stopper for us. He's just a middle reliever and also getting some opening opportunities as a starter, and he's been terrible in that role. So he's no longer going to be getting opening opportunities. We're going to have to figure out. I was doing Ortiz and Santos as openers because Ortiz was doing very well in that role. But right now Ortiz is like our best lefty reliever. So he's in the stopper role. He's been fantastic. Estes is the stopper right now because Hollick's currently hurt. But then looking at the rest of the staffs here, like I said, Santos, he's doing his thing where he's been fine in the opener role and then fine in the bullpen role. The FIP is a bit high, but the ERA is still getting it done. And then Jose Rodriguez, he's been doing his thing. Cameron Flukie just came back from injury. Pazos, been a bit misleading with his numbers. He might end up getting sent down here soon for somebody else. Taylor Rogers has been good. Louis Varland's been good. Like I said, Robinson Ortiz has been fantastic. He's just been rotting away in AAA for us the past few seasons. And then finally gets his chance, and he's running away with it here at 30 years old as a stopper. I mean, look at these percentile rankings. And then also George Kirby, I should mention, is currently hurt, along with Evan Hollick, I said. So 2 to 3 weeks left on George Kirby's elbow strain. And then while he's up, we have Shane Rademacher, right-handed pitcher who we purchased from the Hagerstown Suns of, I don't know what indie ball league they're in, but one of the indie ball leagues. And he's just got a similar profile to George Kirby. You look at George Kirby to Rademacher, it's really just, 5 more movement for Kirby, but 5 more stuff for Kirby, but 5 more movement for Rademacher. But then it's like 5 more BABIP for Kirby, and then 5 more home run rate for Rademacher, and then 10 more control for Kirby, whereas Rademacher has 60 control. And I noticed this guy in free agency, and I was like, why not give him a chance? And he's now had 1 start since Kirby's been hurt. And then, like I mentioned a little bit earlier, Jerry Harris continues to just not get it done in his 6 starts at the big league level, but he is hitting quite well for us. So at least he's got that going for him. We're probably going to give him a little bit more time here, but if we start getting towards a little bit more of the end of the season here and he still can't figure it out, we might have to send him down and burn an option. And now taking a look at our hitting side of things, James Wood, folks. He has a 4.8 WAR with a 185 WRC plus, 22 home runs and 22 doubles and 28 home runs rather. He hit 25 the past 3 seasons. He's already past that, and we're at July 11th. We're not even fully through July yet. So, I mean, he's going to hit 40. I was hoping for maybe like 30, 35. He's on pace for much more than that. And the most surprising thing, he's not even terrible in left field. So James Wood doing his thing. And then behind him, it's been Angel Feliz at second base. Around a league average bat, 2.8 wins, 16 doubles, 14 home runs, doing his thing, driving in runs as well, stealing bags, and then playing a very, very solid second base as well, a 7.0 ZR for him. Harry Ford's been doing his thing at the catcher position, 2.5 wins, 118 WRC plus, 18 doubles, 10 home runs for him. Mike Sirota's doing his thing. He's got 2.3 wins above replacement, 118 WRC plus, 12 doubles, 17 home runs. And he's also playing well in center field once again with a 4.2 ZR here in the month of July. His fielding runs value is much higher than it was when he first came over from LA. Really turned himself into a really good center fielder for us here. Eli Willett's continuing to not hit at all, but is still a very, very good defensive shortstop. But I mean, this is not why they took him 1-1, hoping he would be this. But that's really what he's turned into here, unfortunately. And then Brady House has been a bit up and down for us this season, but he's had some time out with injury. He had this strained groin at the same time as a knee contusion that kept him out for a bit, so he was on the IL with that. And now he's back. He's got an around league average WRC plus. It was actually below when he first came back. So if we look at his splits, June and July, he's been tearing the cover off the ball. So he's starting to really come into form here now. And then we did end up keeping Luis Hernandez on the team. He is, I'm assuming it's Luis. It might be just be Luis, but I'm calling him Luis. I guess it probably is just Luis. Louis Hernandez? I don't know. Hernandez. He is still on the team. Ronnie Cruz is in AAA. He's been doing well here at the big league level, so we're keeping him up here. Dylan Cruz, as that platoon role, he's still doing his thing against lefties, not against righties, unfortunately. So that's unfortunate. And then Zahir Hope is doing his thing against both sides, honestly, but he's starting against righties for us at the moment. And then not really doing too hot in right field for us, unfortunately, but it is what it is. Cody Bellinger playing first base for us. He's still hitting quite well. He's got 20 home runs, 15 doubles as a almost 35-year-old, days away from 35 years old. And then Jerry Harris, like I mentioned, he's hitting, but he's just not pitching. Narvaez's backup catcher, and then Spencer Torkelson, just dreadful. Just truly dreadful. Luckily, I guess June, he was starting to put it together a little bit here. So, we'll give Harris a bit more run. If we have to send him down, burn one of his options, Torkelson will obviously be back to first base, and then we'll have to figure out what the outfield line will look like. It'll probably be just Wood moving back the DH. But for now, this is what we're rocking with, and we're going to see how it goes. I also should mention that I would have called up Ben Gardenhire by now. When Kirby got hurt, I was immediately like, boom, Ben Gardenhire, he's our guy. He wants to play in the big leagues. He's putting together another great season in AA here. And unfortunately, he just has elbow inflammation, so he is a bit delayed here getting into the big leagues. But he's definitely a guy that we are still very much keeping our eye on here. Oh, and I'm also seeing this. Torn flexor tendon here for Ronnie Cruz. He goes down to AAA, was tearing the cover off the ball down there. And of course, he tears a flexor tendon, so now he's out for the rest of the season, and we have less depth in the infield. But now it is time here for the first-year player draft in 2030. We have ourselves the 26th overall selection, and the Milwaukee Brewers are picking number 1 overall. With that selection, they will be taking Donovan Marion, Park Bang, what a nickname, out of Stony Brook. Yeah, out of Stony Brook, first overall, lefty outfielder. Looks like he's more of a really good corner, but I mean, yeah, crazy good potential here on this guy. And now it is time for the 26th overall selection, where we will be taking our pick here. Probably not going to end up taking a high school player. If I had to imagine here, I just tend to prefer college guys. And also, we don't have the biggest budget room this season, so we can't just go out willy-nilly, picking up some guy who wants $9 million. We've got this guy out of Millersville University, left-handed pitcher Matt DeLeon. Pogo is his nickname. Good adaptability, work ethic. College reliever, we're not taking first round. We got a college first baseman, Antonio Aguayo. Horrible first baseman. Looks like he could be a decent hitter. He would have no eye. It would be all... He has some power, some gap, some BABIP, some avoid K, but he's not going to walk at all. He's a high leader. Righty guy. I mean, a right-handed first baseman first round. It is late first round, though, so maybe. A couple other college relievers here, and John Constant. I mean, it looks really good, but, I don't think I want to take this guy here. Guy Sharp, same sort of sentiment with him. And then we're down into the 55s. We got a Norbert Barber from Burnaby, British Columbia. High stamina, adaptability, work ethic, baseball IQ. He's got the holy trifecta, but he has not great movement, which I don't love. We got a college third baseman here. Yeah, like an average third baseman, probably more of a first baseman. Can't play the outfield. So the third, corner infield-ish, DH, switch hitter, high adaptability, big-time gap power with average power potential, good BABIP and avoid K, absolutely no eye whatsoever, high adaptability, good speed profile. Could be interesting. Kyle Packer, maybe. This guy I like much more. Ron Schwartz, outfielder, could be a really good corner guy with some big-time gap power. Avoid K BABIP. The avoid K is a bit higher than the BABIP, but the BABIP is still good enough to where he might be interesting. Plus, he has this really good speed profile to go with the gap power potential. Out of Eastern Kentucky here, Ron Schwartz. Honestly, he's probably the guy I prefer right now, either him or Matt DeLeon. But I don't really love DeLeon. if we look at the ranges here for the defensive side of things, there's really no... I guess, like, he's a decent-looking shortstop guy. Outfield, yeah, there's nobody who's really, like, a center fielder. I guess, what are the high school guys looking like? No, high school players, please. Boom. High school players. We've got a starter from born in Union, goes to a Manhasset High School, and he's committed to Texas Tech. Okay. Not really that interesting to me either with the low movement. I mean, this guy's got a crazy good bat profile, but he's super far away. None of it's developed yet. He has no position. Jeff Studley, the same sort of thing with him, where he's like a second baseman at best. Good, really, really good personality class. Leader, adaptability, work ethic, baseball IQ, good speed to go along with this contact profile, and the gap power, and the eye. Probably both these guys committed to Texas Tech? No. Yeah, no, but this guy is, though. But Jeff Studley, he's interesting. I might think that he's our best bet, but he's $9.5 million, which would take out a big chunk of our budget. Don't know if I want to go high school pitcher. Yeah, high school 3 true outcomes guy. I don't know if I want that. I mean, I think it's Studley or Schwartz is who we want to go with here. So it's either going to be Jeff Studley as like a second baseman. Probably ends up more of a first baseman, honestly. Yeah. Maybe we get a dev bump boost and he's able to play second base a bit better. But he would take out like all of our budget in Jeff Studley. Or the buy low option would be Ron Schwartz. I mean, he's not even not that low of a buy low option. He's a 5.5. And then the other option would be Matt DeLeon as the pitcher. But I mean, do we really need a pitcher? But like, we have so many pitching prospects, and like, none of them have really turned into what we hope they would turn into yet. He's got a bunch of pluses recently. This is just 2030. Lots of pluses to his scouting for Matt DeLeon. And then when it comes to Studley, yeah, he's been up and down. And he's also super far away. He's 18. You know, he would not be a guy who's like in the big leagues very quickly. You know what? Fuck it. We're going to go with the college pitcher again. They're all pretty expensive. 6.5 for him. Fuck it. Matt DeLeon, we're doing it. We're going with the pitcher once again. I can't resist it. Matt DeLeon is going to be our guy here. 26th overall. Meet his demand. Move things on to our second round selection. And basically everybody we were looking at is gone. Schwartz is gone. The high school kid is gone. It's just an entirely different crop of players looking at now. We do have a decent college arm here from the University of North Florida. Right-hander Jamie Petre. 45 stamina, high IQ, good control stuff, 50 movement. Then there's also Luis Ramos. Pretty average across the board. I think Petre's definitely looking a bit better than him, even if this is only low. Yeah. Ramos does have the better personality class. Or there's that Norbert Barber guy, but I don't love his home run allowed. He does have the holy trifecta, but I don't love the home run allowed. There is a potential catcher here, 50 potential. He's got 70 framing, only 55 blocking and 50 arm, but he's got the 70 framing to go with a really good eye, above average power, some good BABIP, some big swing and miss issues, but I mean, a catcher that could be a decently good hitter, high work ethic, don't love the low leader. He's a bit lower on the potentials here, he's only a 50, but he's got that 70 framing, which is really intriguing. There's also this guy who's a 50, Justin Perry. He's got some decent gap power, some eye, but the BABIP and the power being so low kind of scare me off of him. Another college arm whose movement is horrible, Steve Jacob. We got a college outfielder who's just all slap hit, no power whatsoever to his bat, and he's just like a left fielder. So yeah, I think it's either Tyler Street or Jamie Petre. Maybe not. Petre's had a lot of Street's had a lot of minuses. So maybe we don't want to go with him. What about Petre? Petre's also had a lot of minuses. That's a lot of dropping here for Petre. Yeah, I don't trust that he's gonna not just immediately get worse when we take him. I mean, basically everybody I'm scrolling through here is just nothing but but bad development reports, except for Steve Jacob here, I guess. So, I mean, honestly, just because everybody is having horrible scouting updates, might as well take the catcher who could possibly be a catcher for us down the road here. So Tyler Street, he's going to be our guy. He's going to be our second-round pick. And then we're going to hope that Petre is there in round 3. And, of course, he's not. And now I do know that they recently did an update with this game where the draft classes are now, like, realistic. And, you know, they drop off fast. So, you know, we're round 3 here, and it's already looking, you know, we could see these 45 guys popping up right here. Honestly, this Norbert guy, he is still here, and I don't love the movement, but he's got the holy trifecta. He's a 55 potential. OSA does not love him, though. What if we look at OOTP scouting? They think this guy's a 70? Jesus. Yeah, no thank you. We're going to trust our scout here. I mean, our scout thinks this guy could be really good. And I'm tempted to just take him because he's a college starter who's a 55. We've also got this guy, high school, big-time gap power, 80 sack bunt with 65 bunt for hit, really good speed, 50 power, 55 BABIP. 5 million, though. I don't know if I want to do that. This guy's an impossible signee, but he's interesting. We're going to take Norbert. Norbert Divvy Barber is going to be our third-round selection. Lock that in, move things on round 4. That Bobby Hammond guy is still here, 5.5. Maybe. I like this guy's profile, but unfortunately he's an impossible signee, so we're not going to be able to get him. And now since we're already down to like the 45s being right there, and I do have this on college players, but even when you have the all players, it's right down to the 45s. This Gabby Berry guy, he's a potential really good infielder. And it's like, if the draft classes are going to look like this, I don't mind taking a guy like this who could potentially be a shortstop for us. I mean, like, we've already had a bunch of shortstops who are there only for their glove. So you're always going to need somebody coming up the pipeline that could potentially play shortstop for you, and he's definitely an option. Or we have another catcher from Penn State, Pat Williamson. 0 power, 0 eye. But man, is he never going to strike out. And when he makes contact, he's got the possibility to rip that shit in the gap and use 80 grade speed as a catcher. But I think we want to take the guy who could potentially play shortstop. We're going to meet his demand. And then we're going to hope that Pat Williamson is still there. And of course he's not. And neither is Gallardo. God damn it. Man, they really made the draft classes in this game horrible with this new update. I don't remember what we left off on. I think it was I took Barry, and then in round 5 we took this guy, reliever. You know, maybe we can get a stamina bump out of him and he turns into an interesting stopper or like depth starter sort of situation. And then there's Mark Stone, 45 potential, okay-ish bat. And then boom, you're just immediately 7th round into guys that you're just taking for personality and for defense here. So 65 range, good personality. Then in round 8, 60 range, that's it. Round 9, lefty, could be something, possibly. Round 10, high adaptability, decent outfield, decent gap power, I guess. Round 11, it's this. Round 12, it's 65 range. Round 13, it's this guy who can't control anything but has crazy stuff. Round 14, it's the exact same thing. Round 15, it's high control. You know, probably not going to be anything. Round 16, high movement. Round 17, good personality, decent movements. Round 18, a catcher. He was a young catcher. I was like 55 framing, cool. He can catch my guys. Round 19, good personality, high leader. And round 20, high leader, can catch, and he's high leader work ethic to be around in the organization as a leader presence for years. So yeah, big time nerf to the draft classes in this game.